Good afternoon, and welcome to the Cannon County Chamber Connection. And of course, as always, this is made possible by DTC 3 and providing a major benefit to our chamber and to our chamber members is something that I really can't describe how great this is for them to be able to do this at no cost to them. My name is Carolyn Motley, and I'm the coordinator for the Cannon County Chamber of Commerce. And my partner in crime over here is Sue Conley, and she is the CEO of Stones River and DeKalb General Hospitals, right?
Yep, Community Hospital, DeKalb Community,
Hospital.
Stones River, yeah. We take whatever we get.
Okay. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, Sue, I've seen you a lot in the last couple of weeks because we just finished our chamber banquet, which we combined with the IDB board this year. They have an annual banquet, we have an annual banquet, and some of the people that go to both of them are in the same organization, so we just decided to combine the two and have one. And
it was great.
It was. I really have heard a lot of positive things about it.
The food was good. The beverages were good. We had some moonshine, which was kind of fun because, with different things. Not everybody did, but it was available, so that was kind of fun. And then we had some good speakers, but they weren't like a keynote speaker or anything, and it was quick.
Limited.
Which was even better.
And it was a mix and mingle format.
Absolutely. And
a lot of people stayed after it was over, and they just mixed and mingled. That's exactly what they did.
They did.
So that was something new for us, but I think it worked out rather well, and we did gain 2 new chamber members from it. So
good. What do we have now? 91 now?
That would make it about 91.
That's exciting.
You always gain some every year, but then you also lose some because of for whatever reason. Different things. So we do have some guests with us here today, and we do have another new chamber member. Well, actually, both of these are new chamber members because I believe that Greg came on board in December, and so did you not? Mm-hmm. I think it was December on that.
Early January, actually.
Yeah. Okay. So we're proud to have them, and on my right here is Deborah Gerard, and Deborah is the owner of Time Traveler Outfitters. She has a unique business, and I'm anxious to see how she does with us, because she's featuring bridal wear, formal wear, rental and attire, prom attire, custom costumes. Tell me how you ever decided to pursue this in Cannon County.
Well, I've been doing costume design for theater and small film projects over the last 7 years. And I married a Tennessee boy, and he brought me back from Texas. And we found a lovely home in the area, and so I set up shop here in Woodbury.
Well, all right. Well, we went. And now, what exactly do you do?
Well, the shop will still feature the historical costume that I've been doing.
So you do just historical costumes, or?
No, I do
whatever.
Whatever. I do a lot of publishing work at this point, and the last costume that I sent to a photographer in New York was actually a space suit.
Okay.
And it was for a book cover.
Okay. So if we wanted to have a zombie walk in downtown Woodbury, could you dress us all up as The Walking Dead?
We can handle it.
Okay.
She wouldn't have to dress me sometimes. I fit right in there.
I've just seen that in different places. I just thought I'd ask. So so no matter what kind of costume we could just say this is what we want.
Within reason.
Within reason.
Some levels of fabrication I don't do. I used to do a lot of medieval and Renaissance, but I don't have the hand strength anymore to make mail or armor.
Okay.
But the fabric pieces I can certainly do.
You weld and do all of that.
I used to, yeah.
Well, I heard that you are a fabulous seamstress. That's the talk on the street, sister. Yeah.
That's good talk to have.
Yeah. And your store looks really nice. I drive by it in the morning and then at night. So when if I'm going to I see with the lights.
I've had those chandeliers for years, thinking this is going to go in my shop, next year, and it's always next year and next year and next year.
Yeah.
And so finally now I have a shop. We've put up the chandeliers, and I'm just like.
It looks really pretty. Looks really pretty. I'll have to stop in when you're open. Are you open on Saturdays?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm open Saturdays noon to 5:30, 6 o'clock in there. Stay open later if there's still people in.
What are your hours during the week?
During the week, they are 9 in the morning until 6 in the evening. And again, if somebody, a lot of what I do is custom work, and so if a bride needs to come in and have concepts done for her wedding party and her bridal gown, then I'd be happy to set a time outside of those hours to do that, because it does take some time. I like to have them come in and bring inspiration photographs or stuff
magazine
that they found.
Things,
anything that
and then you can
they like.
And you can take and combine different.
Yes, I incorporate the elements that they love, or even if it's just a tone. I've had them bring me the venue, pictures of the venue. And then I design something that works within that venue. I recently had a bride, I'm doing her entire wedding party in steampunk style. And they're getting married in this old factory, and there's these giant industrial things in the area. And so I've designed her entire wedding party. Nobody matches. It's stripes and leather and top hats.
Well, how
and it's
fun
so
is
much
that?
fun.
I bet that's fun.
And even the mom and the bride's mom and dad are having costumes done.
So do you have a website where people can look and get on and see all your different designs?
It's timetraveleroutfitters.com.
Wow.
And right now, of course, the new collection's being loaded, so the old stuff is still on there. Yeah. But as the new stuff is completed and put on the showroom floor, then it'll be photographed and put on the website.
Okay, let me ask, if the bride has already purchased her dress, but it needs to be altered in some way, do you do that, or do you do just
generally
the design?
I don't do alterations, because even now I've got 20 orders stacked up on my shelves, and so I really don't have the time to take away from that to work on alterations. But if a little girl comes running in, she got tears in her eyes, I'm getting married tomorrow and this is gonna be good. Yes, I'll take care.
I was gonna say, because there's a lot of tears involved, I think, with a lot of weddings.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
But you'll actually do costumes as simple as for Halloween, or?
No, I don't do Halloween costumes generally, because the price point.
The Walking Dead doesn't fall under that category.
Well, they might. They might. The situation that she expressed would be an ensemble type of situation.
Thing. That's right.
Individual Halloween costumes, generally, people don't want to pay
a lot
for your expertise and all that. Yes.
Now I do have one lady. She has an 8-year-old, and every year she has me make him a new outfit, because he does a lot of cosplay and steampunk events, and so I do a little tuxedo, and every year it's something different, and she bucks up.
So for people who don't know, what is steampunk?
Steampunk is it's a gaming world.
Okay.
And that world is based on the writings of Jules Verne and Mary Shelley.
Okay.
It's the Victorian science fiction,
Sure.
I guess is the best way to put it. And it's populated with top hats and goggles,
just like
armor,
and Journey to the Center of the Earth and all that stuff. Very good, very good. Well, that sounds like fun.
The girls wear the corsets on the outside of their dresses.
I think I've seen this. I think I have.
But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think I have.
Oh, you gonna come over and let me make you a corset?
No.
She doesn't need one.
You also have formal attire rentals, right? You'll be able to.
That inventory will be coming in over the next month or so to support the proms coming up.
And prom dresses.
Yeah, I don't like to rent the dresses, generally because the girls, there's such individual touches, and then they don't want to see their dress on somebody else next year.
Well, you're right. They don't want to see anybody in that dress
But
this
the
year.
guys, the more they look like each other, the better they like it. So I do guy rentals.
That would be you and me getting that. Well, you kind of tie in with something that the Art Center is having in March, and that is, if I'm not mistaken, it's a bridal.
That's right, a bridal showcase.
Yes.
Yes. And
Hype events.
right, and it is a bridal showcase. It's on March 7th, and you can come down. There will be vendors set up where you can come in, and they'll have free samples. They'll have discounts, hors d'oeuvres. I believe that the Blue Porch is going to do the hors d'oeuvres.
And there'll be all
it's
sorts
free
of
to
vendors.
the public.
Yeah.
And they're looking for vendors. So if you have something that's wedding related, like if you do flowers, photography,
Or you have
dresses.
or even venues to have your wedding. Like we had
Right,
a couple on
right.
last time that bought a place, and then of course the Art Center is a great place to have your reception.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And then we have several places now in Cannon County. Rustic Elegance is another. They have a great place to have a wedding. And there's a lot of places. And like you say, there's even been weddings at the distillery. So now there you go.
That
would be a great party.
And Billy's kind of steampunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got the big distillery vats and all
And I could
the
see him in his
tubes
overalls
going.
and top hat.
Yeah,
It was great.
absolutely.
And my backyard is great for
Goggles.
weddings too. It's right on the river. It's real pretty. I had prom pictures there last year with a whole bunch of kids.
Right. So well,
Yeah.
there's a lot of venues
Yeah.
up here, but this event will be March 7th, and if you would like to be a vendor, there's a number. If you will call the chamber, I'll be glad to give that to you, that you can call to set up. But I think this is something that if you're planning a wedding, hey, what could it hurt to go to something like this? They will be having dresses and this type of thing.
I'll be standing some dresses, and I'm sure there'll be other bridal vendors as well. I think, I'm fairly sure that I'll be dressing the bride and groom for the mock wedding.
Okay.
Fun.
And so it should be
And
fun.
like I say, it's free to the public.
And not everything's about the white dress anymore, like you said, is it?
Oh, no.
It's all different
Absolutely
colors and
not.
all kinds of things.
That's why a lot of what I do are the fantasy formal wear type things, because I think people are moving away from the traditional and making it something that's uniquely them.
And where's the furthest away that you've gotten people?
Well, the bridal party that I'm working on right now, the one that I told you about that was a steampunk bridal party, they're in Chicago.
Wow.
And so I'll be going to Chicago to do their fittings.
Very nice. I'd like some pizza. When
I'll
you
bring some
put it in your
back for you.
suitcase.
I'll bring some back for you.
Well, that sounds great. That sounds fun. That sounds so creative. You know.
It is very unique.
Yeah.
We're people are coming to Cannon County for this. We have a recording studio now. We've had for some time, and also a shop like this that's different and offers different things. I think this is good for our community.
I think you're going to eventually have to move to a bigger place too.
Well, I've been looking at that green building.
No, well, you and everybody else in town's been.
Everybody would like to have that building.
Yes, everybody's been looking at that building. Now, there are some empty spots where you could build your own.
Well,
might think in
I'd
that
have to sell a
direction.
lot of wedding dresses to do that.
Yeah, you would. You would. But that
Maybe,
spot. That
maybe
spot's
Neil wants a tuxedo.
Yeah, that's a very good location because it's right. You know, it's
I think so.
It's
Great
a great
location.
location.
And it would draw people into the square.
Yeah.
Great location.
Well, where you are now is a great location as well. It just
I'm really surprised because apparently there's a lot of people that drive past it going to work and coming home. And so there's a lot of traffic at night.
Right.
And in the morning at 7 o'clock, this is like I-24 a little bit. If you're trying to go to work, and it's crazy. The traffic is crazy in the morning.
Yeah, so they back up at that red light, and they have to sit there and look in my window.
Yeah.
Well, see, there you need to fix your windows. That's
I
right.
do. I'm supposed to have a sign coming in on Friday.
Well, good.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we're glad to have you, and we hope that
Thank you.
everything, Deborah, works really good for you.
Thank you so much.
And where is a phone number that they can get in touch with you?
Well, they should be able to. They should be able to get me by calling information. And unfortunately, I can't say my number because I don't remember it yet.
And I didn't put it down either.
I think it's 615-563-5100.
Well, I'll tell you what, I have it at my desk, and all
Okay.
you got to do is have them call the chamber, and I'll be glad to give it
That
to
will
them.
work.
And you are going to have a grand opening, and this
On the
is
21st,
the 21st of February. It's on a Saturday. Lots of things going on in town. And so you could come in, stop by. I'm sure that Deborah will have some refreshments and just see what's in there. It doesn't cost anything to go in and look and welcome her to our community. The ribbon cutting will be at 1 o'clock. So if you're interested on seeing what's coming in, this is the time to do it. So that's the 21st of February on a Saturday. Okay?
Hopefully the parking lot will be full.
Well, I hope so too. I hope so too.
It's good to see you again, Deborah.
Thank you. So good to see you.
All right, Greg, we've been over here patiently, and I've heard you, and I know you're already thinking about what costume could you have Deborah make for you.
I don't need a costume.
Yeah, when you auctioneer, you do.
Well, yeah, we have shirts and hats, things like that. Jackets.
I think a
this time
top
of year,
hat would look really good as an
I do
That would be
too.
different. It'd be
I love
unique.
it. That
It would be
would-
definitely
would.
unique. It would be one of a kind. It would stand out.
You're right. And that's what it
That's
takes. You
right.
got to stand out. You are an affiliate broker with Exit Realty, right?
Yes, ma'am. An affiliate broker just basically means I'm a real estate agent. I don't own my own company. I work with Exit as an independent contractor,
Okay.
which we can sell property anywhere in Tennessee. We're licensed throughout Tennessee. I mainly serve the Smithfield, DeKalb County, Woodbury, Cannon County, Rutherford County, Murfreesboro, Coffee County, Bedford County. I try to stay in the Middle Tennessee area. Smith County a little bit, and Wilson County.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to ask you the question everybody wants to know. What is the real estate? I mean, are houses selling?
They are picking up. We have been in a slump, of course, everyone knows, through the recession. The last few years, it's been slow. Middle Tennessee's been slow. Now, Nashville's been doing good. Franklin's been doing good. And Murfreesboro held its own. Of course, Cannon County and outlying counties all slowed down. Now, the last 2 years, we've really picked up. And this previous year, 2014, was the best since probably 2006.
Good.
We had more sales. The appraisal values are going back up. Right now, first-time starter homes, 3-bedroom, 2-bath with 2-car garage here in Woodbury are appraising for $100 a square foot. And that's really good to see that price back.
What are the price ranges that are selling the best right now?
Right now, 100,000 to 150.
Right.
You get above 200,000 outlying counties, it's really slow. We'd like to see that start picking up. That hasn't picked up yet, unfortunately. But hopefully
Well,
that'll
do
be
you
coming
think
soon.
it's because of the financing has tightened up, or the ability to get financing, or people are just sitting back waiting to see what's going to happen?
Well, what happened when the gas prices shot up to $3 a gallon? You could instantly see the difference. I remember people saying, "Oh, I don't want to drive. I work in Nashville. I don't want to drive that far. Gas would eat me alive." When it's
Sure.
really, when you go to fill up the tank, $3 a gallon. Yes, it was expensive, but when you think of it overall, it's not that much more per fill up. But people's mentality is that, oh, it's going to cost me so much more to live out there.
Yeah.
And they quit buying in this area. Our high-end buyers quit buying because they wanted to be in Nashville. They wanted to be in Murfreesboro, closer to work. And that really hurt our upper-end market. And now with the gas prices going down, I've seen a huge increase of people coming up here from Davidson County. Had a couple here the other day they lived in East Nashville. They want to get out of East Nashville. They want to get out of the hustle and bustle.
I hear this all the time.
They're an arts and craft couple. They want to be up here.
I think I've talked with these people
You probably have.
probably. Did they have a studio down there?
They did.
Yes. Yes, they came in and talked to me probably about a month or so ago.
Right.
And you're right, and they're going to bring some people with them.
They are. And they're looking up here because, like I said, they like the community. They love the community coming up John Bragg Highway. They love the way it's like, he said, it's just like you come into this small, just real homely feeling community. They really loved it.
Well, it's a beautiful place. It's beautiful. Not only is it very welcoming. It's just a beautiful place to live. It really is.
To me, when you come into Cannon or DeKalb, either one, the hills to me makes it beautiful. It's not flat land. I travel a lot, of course. Like I said, when you get down in West Tennessee, oh my goodness, it's flat as a pancake. There's no distinguishing characteristics. And when you come in off John Bragg Highway, it's just absolutely beautiful.
It is. And actually, now I'm going to brag about it a little bit, but that's my job.
It is your job.
It is my job.
Knock yourself out.
Any entrance into Cannon County, whether you come from Gazaway, whether you come from DeKalb County, McMinnville, Murfreesboro, Auburn Town, there's not an ugly way in or out.
There really isn't. I get tickled. A lot of people say, "Oh, the mountains up there in Cannon County, all these mountains, these huge mountains." I'm like, okay, they're not really mountains, but they're used to flatland.
Yeah, well,
I love the hills. I grew up in the hills. I grew up here. I was raised on Doolittle, so I absolutely love the hills. Raised
were you?
Raised up on a hill farm.
Wow. Well, it's so pretty up there. You know, most of the time I drive back and forth just to DeKalb and Stones River, and it's so pretty. And then if I take a different way, I'll be like, oh my goodness, that's beautiful there. But when you travel out around, even just not too far around here, it's just gorgeous. It's so pretty.
And I want to tell you, haven't, and it's breathtaking, is if you've ever been on top of Short Mountain at the Bible camp, because it is, you can see forever up there. I mean, I can't imagine.
Years ago, you remember the fire tower. You could go
yes.
to the fire tower.
Well, you can't go to the fire tower.
You can't go there anymore.
Uh-huh.
But used to, when we was kids, you could go up there and climb. Oh, you could see forever. You could see all the way to the actual mountains past Mount
Well, I'm not much of a heights don't, I mean, I'll stand back and look, and I think that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But yes, we went to the fire tower, and it's been a lot of years ago, but now they don't let you do that anymore.
No.
So.
No, they fenced it off, and probably liability reasons.
Yeah. I'm sure it was, because I don't even know if they use it anymore. They actually used to use it, but I don't know if they do.
I don't think they do, because
But they do have the Bible camp up there, and next month we're going to have the man that takes care of that Bible camp on with us. He's very interesting, and that whole concept up there is very interesting, but it's a beautiful spot, I can tell you that.
So you're a new member of the chamber?
Okay. I was a former member back in 2006, 2007, that area, and we kind of got out of it because at the time they wasn't really doing a whole lot, and they wouldn't, but then,
now it's a happening place, man.
It is. Ron, Ron's kind of got, changed it a lot, and Carolyn, is doing a lot of good stuff, and Neil, I respect Neil Applebaum considerably, and they're doing a great job with it.
Yeah, they really are.
It's a great time to get back in and take advantage of it.
I think so too. Other people need to, the more people are involved, the better our community is going to be.
And people don't realize how hard they're trying here.
Yeah.
I mean, Carolyn works hard, Neil works hard, everybody on the chamber works really hard to make it a better. The chamber event the other night was, very impressive, very impressive.
Well, good.
It was, professional but very relaxing too.
It was.
It was very nice. I enjoyed it a lot. I've been to a lot of different chamber events all over the country, and this is just nice. I just really like it.
It was very relaxing, very, low tone, but yet still very impressive.
Yeah, I thought it went very well. So
short. Everybody said they wanted
short is good.
They wanted short.
Yeah, because I've been to some that are 3 or 4 hours long, and it's too long.
You lose your interest.
Well, you lose, and it's time for bed.
It's kind of like a preacher preaches too long.
Absolutely,
you lose your interest.
absolutely. Well, you can't sit that long and listen. I can't anyway.
Well, do we have any big auctions coming up?
We actually have 64 to 70 acres in here on John Bragg Highway, just inside Rutherford County, that we will be auctioning on March the 7th.
Okay.
And that's going to be a real nice tract. It actually has 2 ponds on it. It's going to have 2 perk sites, so you can build 2 houses. We're going to offer it in tracts and as a whole.
Oh.
And we're getting it surveyed right now, so we'll know exactly. But it's between 64 and 70 acres, and the tracts will be about equal. They'll be like 30, 32 acre tracts.
And that's just as you cross the
It's right past
border.
Kittrell. It's right past Kittrell.
Okay.
There's a church on the way up there. As you go through Kittrell, the big church, right next door to that. The property runs in behind that church and goes all the way over to Fortin Road. We're going to have entrances from Fortin Road and John Bragg Highway.
Okay.
So that'd be a nice piece.
That is a nice piece, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at several others, but right now we're waiting on people to kind of make up their mind, because some people say, well, I want to move, but I'm not sure, and you get those.
Yeah.
I love the personal property auctions. The personal property auctions are great. They're a lot of work. They take a month or 2 to prepare for it, but they are a blast. You have so much fun with the personal property auctions, because you're there pretty much all day with people. You get to mingle, you get to talk to them, you get to cut up and go on with, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
but they're a lot of work.
Yes, I know.
That's why you need a costume from Deborah.
Well, that's what I tell people. They are
Especially for those, especially
they
for
are
those.
a production, and I get so bored when I go to one and they just out there and they sell stuff and they leave, and they, you know, there's no excitement. You know, it's kind of bland. Those are, but you put on an auction should be a production. It should entertain the crowd, keep the people there. You know, of course, if it's going to be an all-day event, you got to have food, you got to have bathrooms, keep people leaving, and keep them entertained. You keep them entertained, they'll stay there all day.
Yeah, and then a lot of it helps is what's in the auction.
Yes, that considerably helps, yes. Yes, you don't want a big yard sale.
Well, Greg, we're glad you came back to the chamber, and we hope we live up to your expectations and everyone's expectations, because everybody with the chamber, we have a great board. And most of them are the same ones that were on there the last year, with the exception of one, and that was Trish Forst, and she owns Antiques and More on the square. So what we try to do is get people from every aspect of life in Cannon County to come on the board, because everybody has something that they can contribute as far as for knowledge or ideas. And we had a board meeting on Monday, and it seemed like there were ideas coming from everywhere, and I had a really hard time doing the minutes. So anyway, I'll get them straightened out.
Oh, well.
But it is an active board, and they do have a lot of good ideas. And marketing Cannon County was probably one of our best ideas.
It really was.
So far. I think it is. I think it will be soon.
As one more thing I'd like to add, I would like to tie in the Chamber's website to my website, because I think that helps both of us.
You want to link to it? That's
we'll
fine.
Link to it and link back, and that way we can get people in and see, because I get a lot of visitors to my website every day, probably 200 to 300 visitors a day to my real estate website, my personal website.
Yeah.
And of course, if you can link out to the chamber, they can check out the area. So
that's great.
Well, Tennessee is a very attractive place to live.
Yes,
you know, no state income taxes. I mean, that's always high on my list.
Well, just the taxes in general.
Absolutely.
Should be high on everybody's list, because I guess to appreciate them, you have to have lived somewhere else where land taxes and property taxes, I know everybody fusses about them when you get them, but ours is really nothing compared to some places that. Watch HGTV, because you will see there how little we pay on that. Well, we want to again thank both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you
for coming on and everything, and we'll do this again a little later on in the year and see if you still feel the same.
But remember, the chamber is not as good as its board, it's as good as its members. I mean, everybody's got to participate and be an active part of it. You know, that's why showing up for I think we had over 80 people at our annual banquet, and that just makes it better. The more people that come, you know.
And get involved. You don't have to, you know, we don't make you go out and sell nothing or go door to door or anything, but it's just being involved in your community. And you want it to be a better place, so you got to step up.
That's right.
And you don't have to have a business to join the chamber. We have individual people on the chamber. The fees are relatively low, and you can get as involved in it as you want to get. So, you know, it's I don't see any downside to it, let's put it that way. Of course, I work for them, but I don't see a downside to it. And we want to thank you all again.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Deborah. See you later.
Bye. And good luck, and I will see you at your grand opening.
Absolutely.
Remember, the 21st, 1 o'clock, ribbon cutting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we're going to take a break now.
Yes, we are, because Gary Hancock is coming on with us, and Brittany from the Art Center. She's got an event that we hadn't talked about yet.
Are we going to talk about how pretty she is, or we're not allowed to do that anymore?
Well, it'll probably be mentioned. I don't know.
All right.
Do you have concerns about yourself or a loved one needing medical attention while no one else is around? With the flexible Safe Alert system from First Choice Security, you can have reliable and affordable peace of mind. Press one button on the wireless emergency sensor, and you're connected to our 24/7 monitoring service, all for just $29.95 per month. First Choice Security, around-the-clock protection from a name you can trust.
Okay, we have some guests with us, and of course, one of them is with us just about every month because there is so much that goes on at the Art Center that I feel like Brittany has to come on and tell us about it. And of course, last month, I believe we talked a little bit about Jungle Brook, but we added two new dates to that because of the popularity of it,
yes.
right?
So we have the Jungle Book public performances, and those are February 13th and 14th, and then the 20th and 21st. So the 13th and 20th, those are Friday evening shows at 7:30, and it only runs about an hour, so it's not too late if you're bringing out family or grandkids. And then the Saturday shows on the 14th and the 21st, those are a 2 o'clock show.
Right, and that would be great. And of course, the Blue Porch, Blue Porch, not the Blue Cross. The Blue Porch is going to be open, right?
Yes, they absolutely will. And I don't know, a lot of people don't realize it. When you call and make a reservation with the Art Center, if you're making a reservation for tickets, if you go ahead and make what we call a dinner reservation, just to let the Blue Porch know you're planning to come, they'll give you 10% off of your meal.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, anytime you make that ahead of time, it's just, it takes care of your tax, and a little bit off the top. So it's always good to go ahead and make that reservation, since they do pre-prepare that food. So they kind of have they know what to expect, so there's not any.
And it's good food.
Oh, yes.
Blue Porch has good food. Well, Brittany, it's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you again for having me.
I work with Brittany every day.
Remember,
she's very nice. She's not only good looking, she's very nice too.
She's always teasing me about my looks. I don't know how I feel about that. But Saturday, February 28th, that White
Just say
Oak
thank you.
demonstration. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just say thank you, and then just.
I mean that in all sincerity. I really do. All right, now we're going to go to a man that has worked with the chamber ever since I've been on the chamber. He is our vice president this year. He's been on the board many times. He's been the president, maybe more than once. I'm not sure, Gary. But anyway, he also is in the developing part of business development for DTC. And of course, DTC expands or tries to expand with all of the new things that are coming into the market that's involved in communication. And Gary, I'll let you tell us a little bit about the two things you have set up here that's one of the newer developing things that DTC does, right?
Okay. Yes, I appreciate the opportunity, and I think you kind of went downhill from Brittany to me as far as looks is concerned.
No, we think you're good looking too. Yeah. We do, Gary.
Pretty is as pretty does, Gary.
Right.
So you do a great job.
Well, we appreciate it. DTC, of course, is always looking at ways to meet the needs of our members that we serve. And about 4 years ago, we diversified and got into the security business, and I brought today just a simple example of a wireless security system. This is wireless to the aspect of all the sensors are wireless, no need to running wires to each one. That makes the doors, which this and the motion sensors, any other put on there, a lot easier to install, especially if the house is already built. We still do hardwired systems, but we try to do those when the house is being constructed. Before the drywall goes up, before the house is finished. It makes much more of a neater installation when you can hide those type deals. But these type systems now, we strongly encourage people to connect it, of course, to their landline service. But many people now do not have landline service, but we can still use security systems now that are connected over through the cellular units. And of course, depending on your cell coverage at your location, the strongest provider is what we want to use, so we can provide it through multiple carriers as well. We've also connected now, everything is internet. We're connecting them over the internet as well through the broadband access module. So we have a multiple array of equipment and services that we can provide for the security. And in the past 4 years, we kindly I guess say by hearing the request of our customers and kind of investigating a nationwide company, we decided that our members were getting in the need for this device. This is what we call Safe Alert. And you've probably seen a lot of advertisement on TV. I've fallen, can't get up, type deal, and this is what this is for. We found multiple uses, but again, just because of customers requesting where they have had therapy, going through that, they don't feel comfortable in their homes, afraid they might fall. Family members don't feel comfortable leaving individual family members in the home without some type of alert system. So we went out and found this unit, which is the same as the nationwide unit that is very popular right now. And again, being a co-op, we were able to come up with a way in which we can provide this to our members at a much less cost and much less long-term commitment. We've put these in for people, again, for therapy. They may only take therapy for a couple of months. So they don't have to, and no need to go out and purchase some expensive equipment. We lease these just on a month-to-month basis. If you need it 2 months, if you need it 2 years, it doesn't matter. It's there for you. We provide, of course, the pendant that you can use as a necklace. We got this where it's a breakaway in case you was to get strangled, hung in some way or another, tangled up. It will break away and come loose if necessary, if you're falling and you need to grab hold of something. Also, it can be removed over to a bracelet. We have several people that felt like the pendant, the necklace type, was too much bothersome to them, irritating to them. So again, kind of like a watch, they can put it on their arm as a bracelet and wear it in that sense. So those have found many new applications. We have just recently put one in a courtroom in case the judge has a need because of a disturbance. We can
That's a good idea. Wow. That's a good idea. How many square feet on a house does that cover?
This covers not only inside, but this
outside?
will cover even outside.
Good.
We have tested it. Most manufacturers produce what they call a data sheet. This data sheet for this individual unit says 1,000 feet. But given the construction of homes, I would rather test it and be for sure. We've tested it 500 feet outside of homes. Most yards, general area, is not even that far, but we done that and it works fine. The aspect, the way in which it works when a pendant is activated, whether it's pendant or bracelet, it goes to a monitoring company. That monitoring company is there 24 hours a day. They try through this console to speak to the person.
Okay, that's what I was.
Yes, it tries to speak. It's a live person right there, tries to speak to someone.
Not a recording.
Not a recording, no. And it's there again 24 hours a day. If they can respond, asking the person, what type of need do you have? Is it medical, or is it that you just need some assistance from a neighbor or from a family member? We provide a list, of course, when it's programmed up, configured, of the family members, neighbors, things of that nature for the monitoring company to call. The individual user may not be able to make those calls, but the monitoring company will do that for them. And so if they cannot get a response, then they will go ahead and dispatch the EMS. That is their instructions to do so.
So EMS and not the police?
That is correct,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We go out. They know, the monitoring company knows when individual has this, that it is strictly for medical use on that. We can set it up, differently for like the judge. We set his up as a panic, silent panic. But we can do similar things even on the security system. We've got some businesses that have a security system, but we provide them with a silent panic in case there was to have a problem inside the business. Or just any disturbance for that nature. But like I said, because of this, we're able to provide the monitoring for the security systems, $19.95 a month if it's connected to the landline phone. If it's wireless through a wireless provider, we pay the cell bill, so it determines on which cellular provider that we have to use inside the home, depending on what the rate is. With this Safe Alert, like I said, you do not have to purchase it. We just lease it month to month. It's $29.95 a month. keep it as long as you need it, as long as you want it. It's ours. Return it back to us when you're through using it.
Okay.
On that aspect of it.
Is there ever a time when you could purchase it?
These year we have chosen not to purchase them. They are quite expensive.
Okay.
And it's really not advantageous to the user to make that investment.
Right.
And again, especially if it's something that's temporary, there's no need spending that much money.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we're a co-op, is to try to help our members out.
Well, I like DTC.
Me too. And this is a great idea, this Safe Alert. I really like that. And I've been giving these out in our hospital as well.
Yeah,
So,
Well,
appreciate that.
Yeah.
it's a shame that I guess you have to have home security services, because I remember in the 70s when I first moved down here, we never locked our doors, day or night. No
I grew
one
up in
ever
New York, so I've
bothered.
never understood that, not locking your doors. And I'm not saying that you needed to. I remember my grandma didn't lock her door in New York City when she would go out and about, which, you know,
Now where I moved from, we locked our doors, but down here we never had any problem, you know. But now, not so much. We do lock the doors now.
We found out that our rural area has become a very mobile area.
Yeah.
So with these here, again, you can do an application now on your smartphone to turn the system off and on. If you've got a child getting off a school bus, you can turn the system on, you know, off and on like that nature. If you've got someone to come in to repair, you know, appliance in your home, you can actually turn it off and on remotely and let them come in and then set it back when they leave.
Well, I think a lot of people are posting everything. Oh, I'm going on vacation on Facebook, and then their house is just open there.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like I used to email when I worked different places. I'd email, hey, I'm going to be out of town to all my employees like for a couple of weeks, and I don't do that anymore.
No.
I don't do that anymore because
That's not a smart idea.
well,
really.
except you want to know where
It's
you're, you know, want to know where you're, you know, if they're trying to contact you, I can't get a hold of you.
You might have key people.
Well,
that
exactly. But I used to be, I would just do that and it was fine, but I don't do that anymore.
No. And you're right about Facebook. As great as it is, there are things that you don't want to put on Facebook.
That's
They're
right.
just, you got to use common sense.
Yeah.
And, you know, probably your best bet if you're going on vacation, if you want to tell them about it, wait till you get back.
Yeah.
And then tell them we had a great time.
But that's a really nice price too for that. That's not that expensive.
It is, and I thought I didn't know if you purchased those or whatever, you know, but there's no telling when you may need one of those.
And like I said, many times we hope that the people that are using, especially if it's for the aspect of therapy, that it is a short term.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I think that's a good thing.
But we
to
have
listen.
others, of course, that they expect it for a long term, and that's fine. You know,
Yeah.
it's okay. It doesn't matter. That's what we're here for.
Okay.
As a service. But we take all of the worry, so to speak, out of it. We come out to your house, we put it in. You don't get it through the mail like some of the nationwide companies do. Just mail it to you. We come out to your house.
That's dangerous.
Put it in, and if anything goes wrong with it, we're here. It's ours. We'll take care of it.
See there, this is just another aspect, because I've been telling y'all all this time, you need to get DTC 3 if you don't have it. If you have Direct or any of those others, I had Dish for years. I have DTC now, and I don't see the difference. I get everything on DTC.
Customer service is excellent.
Well, yeah, lightning ran in my house twice in 1 week. And I had to have and it blew up my little box. And they had to come out and replace it. And a day later,
it hit
there
again.
was one clap of thunder, one. And
got you.
It hit that.
You might think about
doing
living
a little better.
I'm
Message coming across to it.
I'm just saying, Carolyn.
Well, the first one blew out our TV, our computer, the telephone. It took everything, and then and the box to DTC, and so they came out and replaced that, and the next day I had to call them back because it had hit that again. See, everything else was already down the drain, so we hadn't replaced it yet.
Oh my goodness.
But Listen, they came out there and they didn't fuss.
Well, you know,
they had to come 2 days
I like
in a row.
DTC. You know, they do our TV show here and in DeKalb as well. And then Gary is at every community event, and he does a great job in representing DTC.
They're great partners.
They really
are, and they're very community-minded, and that's the aspect of being involved in a co-op.
Years ago, when I first started, that was, I guess you say, the kind of motto for it, owned by those we serve.
Yeah.
And that, of course, was for many co-ops when they got started. But today, again, as you mentioned, what distinguishes us, I think, from so many other companies is that customer service.
Right, it is.
We're
That's
there
important.
24 hours a day for TV, internet, phone, whatever the case may be, for these as well.
Yeah, and you know what? If you sit on your control thing and you mess up something, all you got to do is call them and they'll go over it with you.
Not that that's ever happened to you. Not that that's ever happened to you, huh, Carol?
And tell you how to reset it where you can get all those programs. They'll work with you. The other thing, Gary, while I've got you here, that I want to ask you, got something very important coming up. The 28th of February is you're going to have to start dialing 615.
Yes. My advice to everybody is do it now.
Okay.
Don't wait until the 28th day of February when it will become mandatory.
Right.
It's optional right now. Our switches, most switches throughout the state are already configured and programmed. You can dial 10 digits right now, and everything works.
But you don't have to dial 1 on everyone.
No, do not dial 1 when you're calling your next door neighbor,
Right.
things of that nature, or calling the hospital, you know, to a patient's room. Just dial the 10 digits.
The 615 or
just
whatever.
leave the 1 off. If it's a long distance number that you call right now, it will still be a long distance number. But if it's a local number that you're used to dialing 7-digit, go ahead and start dialing it now, 10 digits. It's not going to be a long distance call.
Well, good, because I sent out a memo, I think it was last week, last month, I thought it was the 28th of January that started. So I sent everybody a memo telling them.
Right.
Well, I didn't.
Another thing, and that maybe go along with that as well, not only ones that you dial, but also your fax machines, program them as well.
So on your cell phone, like all my numbers have 615 because I have my cell phone from another state. But if you have to change, do you have to change all your cell phone numbers now? Your contacts would have to be 615 in front of it?
615, yes.
So, okay.
Yeah, if you're calling your home right now and it's only 7-digit on your cell phone, go ahead and change it now to the 10 digits.
Yeah, all right.
Everything will be 10 digits, no matter what you're calling from.
It's okay. You know, I've had some panicky people.
I know. Except for I think you really need there needs to be a Tennessee accent on the people that say, please dial 615. It's like I'm like, this is not the language we speak down here. Anyway.
It's not the Southern English.
It's not the Southern English.
Well, they're going to tell you probably if you don't do it right. So.
Oh, yeah, they do, because I do it every day. They tell me, don't dial the 1. Okay.
See, I do that too on occasion. But anyway, Gary, is there anything else that DTC has come up with other than taping the ball games and playing them, which another thing that DTC has, if you have an event, you can call and get it put on DTC, right, as an ad.
You can. If you've got an event, if it's a public service, anything like that, you can contact DTC. Nick Noakes is one kindly that takes care of that.
Right.
And we do those type ads. If you've got a business, you want to advertise your business on it, we do those as well. Again, contact him. You can contact really any of our offices, and they will take your information and get you pricing and so forth like that. So just about anything that we have offered to our public, it's because, again, here to meet the needs of our customers.
Right.
I am very proud to be part of the Cannon County Chamber. I think as you said, I've been here several years.
Yes, you have.
in one way or another, but I'm very excited about the happenings with the Chamber. And Sue, as you said earlier, it's the members. It's members' involvement. We've got a very diverse chamber membership. As you said, around 87 or so that showed up at the annual banquet this year out of 91 members. That's an impressive number, I feel like. Again, shows that the chamber is active. The chamber is having the results that the members want to see, as our community needs to see. And like I said, marketing, it's good to toot your own horn. And
it absolutely is good.
Cannon County to toot its own horn, as we do so many times. The beauty, the opportunity for the relaxed society here that we have, the opportunity for the churches, for the businesses, the schools, everything. Whether it's the taxes that are, so much more reasonable than it are from metropolitan areas. There's so many positives of Cannon County.
There is.
We need to promote it.
And we're close enough to a big city. If you need to go to a big city and get a fix in, you're there, and the airport's not that far away. So it's a great location.
And if you got to go to Walmart, we got them on 18 miles on either side.
That's
of it,
right.
So.
Yeah. We'd love to see more industry, more businesses here. Like I said, as you many times think of Cannon County in the past, it's been, that bedroom community. We need to be a industry business community that people also have the opportunity to reside here and send their children to school.
And you are having people that are moving in here from Rutherford County and from Nashville. When Greg was talking about the couple that he had met that was moving from East Nashville, they do. And one of their attractions to our community was not only the way of life, but also the art center, because they do have studios down there where they do the arts and everything. And so that interested them a great deal. And they're all dumbfounded when they walk into this facility.
I know. It's unbelievable.
When you have a population of about 13,800 and to have a facility like this.
And I have to tell you, no matter where I go in Murfreesboro, if I go there for whatever, they're from Woodbury.
Yes.
They're from Woodbury, and so we have a really good workforce here too.
Yes, we do.
That we would like to keep here. So more businesses would be great too.
Yeah, the businesses that come, just like this new one, she has a unique business, and I wish her well. I wish Deborah well, and that says something for Cannon County when they will pick Cannon County to start their business, because she works for people all over the country.
Yeah, and she's an artist as well.
Yeah.
She certainly is. Yeah. And I'm glad to say she's one of my neighbors over in the Gasaway community.
Oh,
well, there you go.
But we appreciate the opportunity DTC does to not only be here on the Chamber Corner today, but also, again, to be very involved with the Chamber and with our community in all of the counties that we provide service at.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Yep.
And I say that genuinely. We are glad you're here. We do have some other events that are, Gary, is there anything else you'd like
No,
to?
ma'am.
All right.
I thought he had a song he wanted to.
I did too. I thought She's going to hum a few bars of something, didn't you?
Something.
We had already went over the bridal showcase.
That's right.
And on February 28th, and this is another unique business that's come to Woodbury, we have a songwriter studio. It's called Birdsong Studios that has set up here, and they have concerts. It's a former church is what it is, but the acoustics is so great in it that they have turned it into a studio. And the songwriters on the round, featuring Robin Taylor, Brooksy Wells, and Jenna Longmire concert, will be held at the Birdsong Studio. It's located at 213 West High Street, right next to the post office in Woodbury, and you're invited to attend. They do ask for a donation because it does cost money to put on these events, and so it would be appreciated. But that will be Saturday, February 28th at 7:30 p.m. And we've had this young lady on here several times. We've used her during the Christmas open house. Very talented, and she brings in songwriters and artists from Nashville all the time. So this is something that you may want to attend.
Can you make reservations for that, or do you just show
Sure,
up?
I guess you could call.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to just show up, if she's got room, I don't
Yeah.
think she'll turn you away.
I don't think so either.
But if you would call her ahead of time, it kind of gives them some idea
Sure.
of what to plan on too. But that's on the 28th of February at 7:30. And then on March 7th, Moortown Volunteer Fire Department will sponsor a Fired Up 5K. So there you go, and it's from 7 till noon. Now, I would say that they will probably do the entries and everything at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then you take off and
Run.
get fired up and run.
And they have
But those are big things around here. They are. People like doing those 5Ks. We do have some other events that are still in March, and the Antiques and More on the square. Of course, February is Valentine's Day, and you want to buy your sweetie something, you know you do. Anyway, the Antiques and More on the square in Woodbury will hold a special Valentine's Day sale, and you're invited to shop. They'll have refreshments and be a part of their celebration, and that is right on the square in Woodbury. And also on February 14th and 15th, the Old Feed Store Antique Mall, located at 310 Water Street in Woodbury, will celebrate their annual Winterfest, and they have this every year, and Mike and Debbie do a good job. And of course, this year they'll have sales throughout the mall, door prizes. A $6 plate lunch will be served in the Gathering Place Cafe, which is inside the mall, and it will be prepared by Holy Smokes Barbecue. And so if you want to contact any of these places, call the chamber, and I'll be glad to give them their number.
And
this,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
This next one is something really unique.
I know. I'm excited about it.
Okay, tell them about it.
Well, Wanda and Aaron are at the Blue Porch are having date night, not between themselves, but featuring a date night because they're mother and son, and that's just wrong. So they're having a date night, and the first one is Valentine's Day, and it's reservations are limited to 30. And that night they will have music, adult beverages, appetizers, salad, and an entree. And I've already made my reservation. Starts at 6:30, and it's very exciting because date night is fun.
It
and
is.
They're going to
It's
have
different.
Yeah, it's fun. So they're going to have date nights, and they have the dates listed. It's March 14th, April 18th, June 20th. August 29th, September 26th, and October 31st. So all kinds of fun events, and that's exciting.
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's something different. If
It
you
is.
want to take your date and go, you and another couple may want to come,
Sure.
Or couples, but you have to call and make reservations because,
It's filling
and
up
they'll
fast.
make it good.
Yeah,
They will.
It's filling up fast.
Yeah, it is, because it is different. Of course, on the 21st, we have a free food distribution, the Methodist Church, and that's for people that live in Cannon County, and that is a drive-through distribution. So that's on the 21st on a Saturday, and then, of course, the grand opening for Time Traveler Outfitters will be the 21st, and the ribbon cutting will be at 1 o'clock. So you come down there and welcome her there. February 21st, and this is always a big thing for people in Cannon County. Eastside Volunteer Fire Department will hold their country ham breakfast with all the fixings. It starts at 7 until 10, and we always have a big crowd up there because we have some great cooks. So it's $7, excuse me, a person. And I think it's probably all you can eat. But after you've got one plate full, well, there are people who come back
Sure.
for second plate.
I imagine there are.
So they have good cooks. And then the 28th of February is the White Oak Basket demonstration, and that's here at the Arts Center. And so you can come in, that's free. And you know what? That's about all I have until next month. And we want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Get your sweetie and call the Blue Porch and go down there for a date night. That's what you need to do.
That's right.
And there's lots of things going on. As the weather gets better, you'll have more that we can tell you about in Cannon County. So we'll see you next month.
Thanks. Bye. Thanks, Carolyn.